Welcome to Storytime. My name is Brad Meltzer, and I have hair today for you because my special guest here on Storytime is former First Lady, always the First Lady to me, Ms. Barbara Bush. She's reading, we're here for the Barbara Bush, you better see that sign in back, we love it, Barbara Bush Foundation for Family Literacy. And to help promote that, we are going to read a very special book. My favorite author she's reading today. Mrs. Bush, why don't you tell us who we're reading?
I'm going to read Am Lucille Ball by Brad Meltzer, illustrated by Christopher Ilopoulos.
Yeah, we don't. He's the artist. We don't really care that much about him.
The artist.
The writer is who we really want to focus on.
Do we want the writer?
Yeah, we want the writer. So yeah, we're reading I Am Lucille Ball, and here we go. And by the way, I just want you to know, you're going to eat all. We're going to do the chocolate conveyor belt scene.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're going to do that with me, right?
No. I am Lucille Ball. When I was a little girl, my mother tried to dress me in ribbons and bows, but I was different from other girls. My idea of fun was horsing around with my dad. He used to throw me up to the ceiling, always catching me and making me laugh. Put her down right now. That's not a game for a proper girl. I don't think this one's a proper girl. When I was 3 years old, the local grocer used to let me put on a show at his store. My favorite was this frog routine.
This is going to be, by the way, we're like Lucy and Ethel, me and you right now, don't you think?
Very much.
Like Tina and Amy.
Oh, yeah.
Butch and Sundance.
Yeah.
Skipper and Gilligan. Forrest Gump and Jenny.
Yes, perfect. Are you a nut, basically?
I don't see anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we rehearsing or are we still reading?
Oh, we're reading.
But my childhood wasn't all goofiness and games. When I was 7 years old, I went to live with Grandma Peterson. She didn't like the way I played. In fact, she thought having fun was a bad thing. But no matter how tough those days were, I had one thing to get me through: my sense of humor. On rainy days, I'd play on the back porch and make dolls out of clothespins. I gave them all personalities. You wouldn't believe the adventures we had.
We're almost at the part where we do the chocolate conveyor belt scene. And if you want, it's going to go by. You can eat as many as you want with me, right?
Yeah, I may eat none.
May eat none. Watch this.
By the time I was 12, I realized there was real power in making people laugh. The principal of my school, a man named Bernard Drake, realized it too. He was the very first person to label my wild and fun behavior as talent.
Talent.
When I was 17, my mom sent me to a fancy acting school in New York City. It didn't go as I had planned. Of the 70 students accepted in the school, they narrowed it down to 12. I didn't make it. I failed. From there, I tried being a dancer, but nothing much changed. I never let it stop me. At one point, I was so poor, I was down to my last 4 cents. That's it, 4 pennies to eat. I waited for a customer to leave a restaurant. Then I'd grab the leftover food before it got thrown away. I went to so many tryouts, I even wore out my shoes. But no matter how hard I tried, the message never seemed to change. Eventually, I did find work. And then with a bit of luck, I finally got my first big break in the movies. I was 21 years old and selected to be one of the girls in the background of the movie, Roman Scandals. As the director came to inspect us all, I grabbed some red crepe paper, tore it into shreds, licked it, and
Put on a face, ta-da! Lucy was born.
Lucy was born.
Now, here's the key part. Pay attention to this part. This is the important part.
In time, that confidence led to the one role that changed my life. I had left the movies and was working in radio. Then CBS had a brand new idea for a TV show. To prove them wrong, my husband Desi and I took our show on the road. We turned it into a vaudeville act. Vaudeville was an old kind of show that had lots of funny skits. It became such a big hit, CBS decided it was ready for TV. We asked for one thing, to film the show in front of a live audience. Hearing that audience, people at home would really feel the laughter.
Laughter.
The TV network was worried about the cost of film. They said it'd be too expensive, so we made a deal. They could pay us less money, but the show would belong to us.
This is the part. Ready, Mrs. Bush? Eat all the chocolate with me. Here we go. Together. Let's do it. We'll be like Hillary and Donald Trump. We'll be like, probably not them. That wasn't the best example, I admit. We'll be like me and you doing this.
Okay.
Here we go.
Every episode, Lucy and Rick, along with their best friends Ethel and Fred, would get into a crazy adventure. Every day, America turned to see what Lucy was up to. They wanted to see what new trouble I'd get into. And they wanted to see who else would show up. We had famous guest stars like Harpo Marx and Superman. That's right, Superman.
I love Superman. He's my favorite.
Your mouth is full.
Of chocolate.
Between 1952 and 1953, though the first TV bosses said no one would be interested, 2 out of 3 households with TV sets were watching I Love Lucy on Monday night. What was the secret of the show's success? It was the thing I'd learned all those years ago. You can always find a laugh in what everyone else is taking so seriously.
This is so much chocolate in my mouth, you have no idea.
Yes, I do.
You've done this
It's
before?
gross. No.
Oh.
Today, people call me the greatest comedian of my time and one of the most beloved entertainers ever. But I was also the first woman to run a major Hollywood studio. Remember what I said when the TV show belonged to us? Our studio, Desilu, used the money from I Love Lucy to produce other shows, Star Trek and Mission Impossible.
This is my favorite part, by the way. Watch this. I love this writing.
In life, people put me down because I was different from everyone else. They didn't like the way I looked,
I see nothing of what you're talking about.
or the way I talked, or even the way I was always clowning around. This isn't a joke. Don't let other people change you. There's no such thing as a proper girl or boy. Be true to whoever you are. Go look in the mirror.
Well, theoretical mirror.
When someone puts you down, that's who will pick you back up. When you get sad, that's who will help you laugh it off. To find happiness in life, you have to do what you do best. Trust me on this. Every time you look in the mirror, I am Lucille Ball. I believe that humor can take on everything. We all need laughter, every single one of us. And for the best comedy, people have to believe in you. For that to happen, you have to believe in yourself.
I am Lucille Ball. This is, to me, let's just be very clear, the greatest story time of all time in the history of stories being told. I need to thank our great guest, First Lady Barbara Bush. I want to thank, please, pay attention to the sign that's behind her, the Barbara Bush Foundation for Family Literacy. Please support it and all it does for literacy. Make sure your kids know how to laugh. Why do we feature Lucille Ball? Because we want to teach you that, you know what, I wanted my daughter to have a female entertainment hero who wasn't just famous for being thin and pretty. And I wanted her to know that Lucille Ball, and the reason your dad is dressed up like this, and saying this to my daughter, is that Lucille Ball isn't just great for being different, she's fantastic for being different. So for all of you who are different out there, we love you. Thank you for joining us for Storytime. Have a great day. Desi, you got a lot of explaining to do.